Right guys, people, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, welcome. It's the Give Back FC first ever podcast 2021. Before we start, I'm just going to introduce our panel today. So to my right, I've got, what's your name, sir?
D-Ray.
D-Ray. You're representing who today?
United.
Man United. Right. In the centre, I've got
Kelvin or Gumza, as most people know me.
Okay. And who you representing today?
I don't want to say it out loud. I'm in Arsenal still.
Arsenal, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
To the end.
To the next guy, who we got?
Zeno, Chelsea boy, you know.
Yeah? Chelsea, okay?
Come on, Chelsea boy.
Right. And who we got over here?
You've got the best Liverpool, as you fully well know. I represent anyone who knows Marcus Richardson. That's what I'm about, Liverpool.
Right.
To the end.
Can I say one thing quick? Was it your Leicester fan a couple of years ago?
No, you got the thing wrong. Let me help you out.
Oh no, I'm just asking.
Would you like me to help you out?
No, it's fine. I was just asking.
Yeah.
I've noticed that you like one season wonders, but it's alright.
It's good. You sound bright today.
Yeah, man, I'm good.
It's good.
No.
It's good.
Right.
Huh? I didn't start.
I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, you didn't hear what I hear.
No, what did you say?
Wait. I know you're ready to go. I know everyone's ready to go, yeah?
Apologies.
Right, so we're going to start off. Firstly, I've got the first question for you guys. So, currently, we're going to start. Which club is currently, right now, the biggest club in England? Which club is the biggest club in England? I'm going to make it fair for everyone. So if we start from Marcus, if you want to give your reason and what choice you're making.
Well, if you're saying the biggest currently,
Who's the biggest?
it could only be Liverpool because they was the last team to win the Champions League.
Okay, so that makes
I mean, not Champions League, the Premiership.
Right.
And because we're talking about England,
Right.
yeah. I'm not wrong. I know you're laughing. You know what, Marcus?
Hey, you say this smart, you know.
You know what? Because you're talking about current,
Yeah.
and you're talking about current things.
Yeah.
We're the current champions.
Okay, that's
And until that changes,
yeah.
we're the best.
Right.
So, like, before we might have talked about the best team in Europe.
Right.
We was the current champions.
Right.
Now, it's Bayern Munich. You understand?
Yeah.
So why I say what I said, Liverpool are currently the best at this moment in time.
Right, okay. So when Leicester won the Premier League, would you say they were currently the biggest club above Liverpool then? That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say, I'm good at politics.
There's no problem, there's no politics in it. From what I just said to you, you're correct.
Okay, that's fair.
You understand? So I never stuttered in what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know what?
So Leicester were bigger than Liverpool back then.
Leicester was the best team at that moment of time.
I'm talking
He
biggest
said the
club.
biggest club.
Yeah, at that current time.
Yeah, they were the biggest club.
At that time. What was he talking about? If you want to change it, yeah, because it sounds like I don't think you're stuttering, are you?
No.
And you're not changing the way you're going about things.
No.
So what I'm trying to say to you, bro, is if you're talking about the current best, the current best are the champions.
Right.
And the champions is Liverpool.
I'm not talking about best, I'm talking currently the biggest club
In England.
England. is
Most attractive club.
Most attractive, it's going to be Liverpool because everybody still wants to come to Liverpool. Hashtag
Even
Mbappe.
after-
You get me? Hashtag Mbappe. So when you talk about big players, you talk about, because if he doesn't go Real Madrid,
Yeah.
you know where he's going.
Right, anyway, we'll move on. So, Zeno, what you got to say?
Biggest club. Well, if we're going on how he's been explaining,
Yeah.
it has to be Chelsea then.
Ooh.
So using Marcus's concept, you're going to apply that and say Chelsea's the biggest club. Obviously, Marcus said he's saying that because Liverpool are currently the champions, which is correct. So are Liverpool currently champions?
Well, not right now, but yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
Not right now. Alright, listen, they won last year, but this year they're not winning. They're not the biggest club.
So who would you say is the biggest club in England at the moment? Chelsea?
Being serious.
Yeah. It's honest from your honest heart. I know you're a Chelsea fan, but be honest. I'm an Arsenal fan. I wouldn't say
Yeah, no,
Arsenal.
I've said my biased ways now. Alright, me being serious. Biggest club right now. That had to be Man U and Liverpool, innit?
Yeah, but which one? This one won.
Right now, he's trying to make it more sense right now. So.
I know you're a football man, so
No. What he said now. Now I'm thinking about it, what he was saying right now.
Yeah.
More sense.
Obviously, you thought that at the start as well. You said so.
No, obviously I was laughing at the start, but it's making more sense because Man United, they fell off. So they're the biggest club just in terms of paper,
In
like
general.
name, yeah, but not biggest club around right now.
So again, who's
Revenue and stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
Shirt sales maybe Man U.
Yeah.
In terms of biggest club in England, it's Liverpool right now.
You're saying Liverpool as well. So
Right now.
Yeah. Currently, right now.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so that's 2 to Liverpool. Right, I'm gonna move over to Gamza, the Arsenal man.
Just don't want to say.
Speaking honestly, obviously you're a football man.
Yeah.
And we're talking currently.
Give out that biased one first, man. It feels good, trust me.
Arsenal still in the shout. They're still there. We're hanging on.
Come on.
With their life. Out of the Champions League for 3 years and that, but coming back.
You men ain't one for time. You men are retired, man.
Thursdays are the new Wednesdays anyway.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. No, another team who's in that competition as well.
But yeah, I think the biggest team at the moment, I think it's hard to go against Man United, as in the whole club, the stature of the club. Liverpool probably are a close second, to be fair, with the history.
Yeah.
Best team out of the two is Liverpool.
When you're talking team, are you talking what in terms of the football that they're playing?
Yeah. As in, on the pitch, I would say it's Liverpool, but it's hard to go against the biggest club being Man United. Like, I think, do you know what I mean? Yes, they haven't been up to level for a long time, but they still carry that aura about them. They've got that presence, but slowly it might start fading if they don't buck it up soon. Because again, the next generation of fans. When we was coming up, there was no Man City fans out there. There wasn't many Chelsea fans out there when we was coming up. So, and now you're seeing them.
Even like Tottenham, even Tottenham fans are starting to come out. Like.
Yeah, coming out the woodwork, like, a few of them. But so I think for Man United and Arsenal, if they don't get that together soon, a lot of fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, even to my son, he looked at me and said, "Dad, why do you make me support Arsenal for?" Like, even getting into NFL because we can't watch match of the day. Like, yeah. So, but I think biggest club is Man United. I think their history and for what they stood for. I think obviously Fergie was the pinnacle as well, weren't he? So, I think Man United are the biggest club still. But I think if a player had a choice out of Man United and Liverpool, I think most players would pick Liverpool at this moment in time because of what they're doing in Klopp. Because if there's a choice out of Klopp and Solskjaer,
even though, like I said, whereas currently Man United are top. You still reckon players will pick Man United over Liverpool? Liverpool over United.
Yeah, I think so. I think they just got that little something about them at the moment, innit? Like, I think with Klopp there, you could buy into Klopp.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think Solskjaer hasn't got that. Do you know what I mean? That personality which you buy into.
They've probably got a more attractive squad as well.
Yeah. If you look at what they got around them, it's a difficult one, you know. But I would say Man United is still the biggest. I would say Man United is the biggest.
Alright, that's fair. D-Ray.
You already know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna answer the question that you asked, innit? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I think I'm gonna start talking about who's the best club. Man United is the biggest club in England, hands down. Revenue, shirt sales, everything, biggest name. Go Japan, China, anywhere. Man United, straight away. So the audacity for a Liverpool fan who've literally just won the first league title in 30 years to come talking about the biggest club in England. Like, that's shameful. But yeah, Man United, hands down. No one needs to really be said. At the present moment, Liverpool are the better team.
Yeah.
Obviously, actually we can't say that because you're only as good as your last game, innit? And I'm sure we beat them today. And they ain't beat us this season, so who can say? On current form, innit, we're a better team than them. We're top of the league, so remember when you Liverpool fans talk to me, innit, look up when you talk to me.
So D-Ray. So
making me laugh, they like to try and bust the same thing what I always say to them in the group, but that's good, man.
if you was to use Marcus's original concept of they are the current champions, so if you look at it in that logic, they are the biggest club because they are the champions. When they obviously was the champions, would you say Man United was still the bigger club? Doesn't matter, even if they become champions. So even if they become champions this season, whatever, and they still the biggest club no matter what. Or how would they become the bigger club then?
Well, what they have to do is get. I'll be real. If they win again this year, I can then say, boom. Do you know what? They've ended their drought. They've come back. They defended their title. They're doing something, innit? But for someone to go away for 30 years and not win. Like, they're relying on stats from fucking the 1950s or the 1960s where they won loads of cups or leagues and that, and then coming back. When was it? The 60s, 70s, 80s? Right. Like when you was born?
It's not my time. It's not my time.
No, but I can ask you a question.
No, you can reply.
I'm glad you said that.
Right.
I'm very glad you said that. Sorry.
Let's just sorry before you start. Let's just clarify. So, Marcus, you went with Liverpool.
Yeah.
Tino, Liverpool. Gamza, United.
Yeah, I'm going with United.
United. So that's 2-2.
2-2. No
so I'm going to give Marcus a chance to reply. Everyone will get a chance to reply.
No problem. So you see now when you talk about 30 years, blah blah. Every day that goes by, it's history.
Yeah, I know.
I understand that. So when you last won your title, whenever that was that 2013 or something?
2013, yeah.
13, you noticed that was history.
Yeah, that's history.
Understand? So you're talking about
8 years.
8 years. So no matter what you want to talk about, what you haven't realised, I'm beginning to notice, they don't talk about a title, blah blah blah. The titles come back from all them years ago. So it might be 30 years ago we last won it, but you never went away from us, did you? With them titles, we've already had them titles in the bag. Now, when we talk about big clubs, right, and when you was talking about earlier, we've got 6 Champions League. When we go to Europe, people talk about Liverpool. They fear us. You understand? They don't talk about Man United who's won a couple. We're part of their league. You get me? Bayern Munich. You understand? Milan, Madrid, Liverpool. Them clubs. United. You got looking on. Oh, you're down there.
Yeah, look at
You get me? You're down there.
Wait there, Marcus. Again, we've got the audacity of people in this room. How dare a team that hasn't even won a European competition talk about little man?
No.
Oh. No. In that sense,
it's coming out to us.
I'm just saying what.
I
trying to translate to obviously what you're saying.
No, but as an Arsenal fan, you don't even have a say in this matter.
I'm not currently an Arsenal fan. Obviously, I represent the PSG, and I'm.
Can I interrupt again, please?
So, yeah.
My attack was on you.
Yeah.
No, you're
On
good.
United.
So what I mean about Man U fans, man?
Yeah, but I had to deflect some heat, and I had to talk about the Arsenal fan. You see this Arsenal fan here? He was here quiet. He didn't say nothing. But my man, man's in the background doing ad libs. Come on. You're trying to do a little thing. I'm not having that. Get me? But me personally, Man United's the biggest club in England.
Yeah, but going back to what Marcus just said.
Have you won more
That makes
trophies than
sense
Liverpool?
still.
Have you won more trophies than Liverpool?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But
To be fair, we didn't say most successful club.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
If it's more successful, then that goes to Liverpool. They've got more trophies.
As I said, we're going to answer the question properly. The biggest club is Man United. Thank you.
Right. So go on then, Gums over. We're saying.
Yeah, but even in terms of revenue now, the numbers ain't been mad. Man United used to smash numbers.
Right now,
it's not been mad.
Liverpool brings in more
That's what I
money than
mean.
United.
It's true.
Is that true?
That's very true.
No, it's true.
Liverpool bringing more money than Man United. So if you want to talk about certain things,
that's fair.
make sure you come with your stats and that properly. Because I'm telling you,
even Chelsea, we hit over $1 billion as well, man.
We're above you,
We're talking
brother.
like that, man. You got to put some respect.
Someone get Google up on their phone quick.
We're above you, man. Don't worry yourself. The only person who's above us, I think, at this moment of time is City.
What do you want to check?
I know United. Man can't even tell me. Because it's normally Barcelona, Man United, and Real Madrid, the top 3 every year. So how dare you tell me?
Nah, but that was back in the day.
Who brings in the most money? Like the richest clubs in.
Yeah, but a lot of teams hit the billion mark now.
The revenue.
Trust me, it's not that far of a gap as it used to be.
Gums, you checking that, yeah?
Trust me.
Go on, you check that.
Trust me.
Because I don't want to write something and then man say that the way that comes up as Man United, isn't it?
You want to bring facts, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me try and find out.
Everyone's hit that billion
What
mark.
we're talking, Europe or UK?
In the world, just put it in the world.
In the world.
To be fair,
And that's 2020, isn't it?
current ranking,
Man United top.
Man United top.
Yeah, Man United top.
Oh, apologies.
The stat man got his stats wrong, boy.
Yeah, look at that Chelsea 6. Up there.
Name the top 10. What's the top 10?
Come on, you know our boys up there.
Who's number 10? Who's number 10?
Oh, shame, hold on. Sorry, 1 second.
You gotta scroll right down.
But that's richest clubs though. That's
Richest
what
clubs.
That's not.
Nah,
Who brought the most revenue last year?
Yeah. No, we're doing
That's what I
revenue.
said.
Yeah, that's fair.
They brought the revenue. Oh, listen to what I said.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. Because that would probably be a big difference.
Yeah, but to be fair, revenue this year, that can't really pattern still. Do you know what? No. I'm not stuttering. Do you know what I'm going to say? Because COVID has licked a lot of people.
Yeah.
What did for the last 2 years?
Here we go.
Go on.
So we got, what are you going from bottom to top on this list?
Yeah, so from 10 to 1.
Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal.
Yeah. Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like, this is not top 3. This is from 7 right down.
So Arsenal.
Juve, Chelsea,
Tottenham.
Yeah, 521 mil they brought in.
Daniel Levy is
They got that big NFL deal, innit? Liverpool, City.
So what? Liverpool what? 4th, 3rd?
Nah, that's about 6th.
6th.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6th. So Liverpool, City,
It's only 100
PSG,
mil though.
Bayern Munich, Man United, Real Madrid, and then Barcelona.
Okay.
That puts that to bed.
Yeah.
Do we need to change it to any other thing?
That's clean.
Do we need to put it the other way?
Who's the biggest English
Oh,
club?
my hand up.
But the most valuable football brands worldwide, that looks a bit different.
The exact same thing I told you. The top 3 is the exact
Yeah,
same
the top
thing as
three don't
always.
change.
Who is it, top three?
Liverpool jump up.
Nah, but look at Liverpool's though.
They
It's
could.
only 170 away.
Yeah.
And the gap used to be bigger. That's the point we're making.
Yeah,
You lot can still be the biggest club now, but you ain't got long if you keep playing the way you man are. If you don't
Even
start.
if we keep playing the way that we are, we're top.
No, but you haven't won, brother.
Yeah.
It's winning.
We haven't won it yet, but we're top.
Cool, but
So
what
you're
man
saying
are
keep playing the way we're playing?
No,
we're
but
playing
obviously
it.
you haven't won for like 8 years, 9 years. So if you, I don't care if you man are top right now. If you don't win at the end, that's another year. That's 10 years now.
Yeah,
You
so
Arsenal.
I was just about to say we're becoming Arsenal again.
Yeah,
but I'll be real, like Chelsea only come around the other day.
When?
You man have some
What-
oil
when-
money.
When?
Huh?
When's the other day?
Abramovich.
When's the other day, brother?
You man
Because
went-
I'll show you a fact.
you
We've
man went from
won
Gustavo
the most
Poyet
cups
to
since
fucking-
this whole decade. We've won the most cups.
Chelsea have won the most cups this decade.
Yeah.
Is that
Since
fact?
2004.
I think
Since
you're right.
2004,
Might be right
facts.
still.
Yeah.
2004. That correlates to something. I'm sure that's kind of when Abramovich took over.
Nah, it's like 2001, early 2000s. Still, so what? We take over, he's spending money, we're winning. What's the point? Man City done the same. If we have the money, we do it. You man spend money like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
You
it's,
know why we
it's
spend
okay.
money? Because we make money.
So do we.
You don't.
We've been making profit.
You
We've
make
been
money,
making profit.
but you're not in the top 5 for making money.
Wow, we're
Your
six.
owner puts his own money into the
We're
club.
6. Yeah, but then
There's
we make
difference, innit?
550 mil
We make our money.
profit.
Our
Revenue.
club, the club brand makes its own money, innit?
Okay, cool. That's Man U. You man were a big brand back in the day.
We
Like,
still are a
like
big
I
brand.
said, you man keep not winning and you see if you man are the biggest club.
We still get the big
Tight.
shirt deals and all
Yeah,
that.
that's
too.
now. That's now. Off
No, the
name,
biggest
living
shirt
off
was
names.
Liverpool.
Yeah, no, I know. I said we still get the big shirt deals. I never said the biggest shirt deal.
Yeah, but look now, you used to get the biggest shirt deals. Now, you don't.
Yeah, because
So I'm just showing you might have starting to fall off. So you can't be saying the best forever.
Yeah.
Right now, cool, we'll accept it.
You Chelsea fans have to accept
We
it.
don't have to
You've only
accept
come
nine.
about in the last few years.
Okay, but now you know us, you don't forget us. Because you can't say that about my team. Every 3 years we're winning something. Prems. Facts.
That's fair. Boys, I'm gonna move it on. I'm gonna move it on to the next question, okay? So, who's currently the best? How do you want to do this? Can do the best player in the Premier League. Can do the best English player. Can do both. Let's
Do both. Do both.
Yeah, let's do
Do both. One of each, innit?
Yeah, who's currently the best player in the Premier League?
Nicholas Pepe.
I'm gonna start this time with you, Ray.
Start with Marcus, man.
We're starting with We'll start with you first.
So the best.
Yeah, currently the best. Honest, sincere, not United. If you think it's someone else, be honest, then everyone be honest.
Do you know what? For me, technically in everything, I would say De Bruyne
That's fair.
comfortably, like, and that's comfortably like he's the best, comfortably. But I also want to say Bruno Fernandes, just because of the impact that he's had over the last year, innit?
He has to be.
Like I'm only saying that because of the impact, but overall, in like over the seasons, Kevin De Bruyne has been the best player. I believe, me personally.
Nah, man.
Okay, that's fair. Gamza?
KDB. No questions, like it's simple, he's the best in it. And I will say Van Dijk will be my next pick,
Okay.
personally. I don't like Bruno, but I think his overall game isn't as good as them lot. You know? I think it's the stats in it. I'm not a stat player person. I don't really like stats like. So, yeah, if you look at his numbers are different.
Yeah.
But when I actually look at what he's doing in games, and I'm just like, I don't know. He's not my type of player.
Go say one thing, yeah. Alright, cool. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't do much in the game, but he bangs. He stats.
And that's what I'm a Messi man. And even if you to
Still
go to
Messi over Ronaldo.
Yeah, I'm Messi. I'm Messi today. I'm Messi today.
But you know, you see with Bruno, I would say let me just work out my biased one first. I'm gonna slap one Chelsea player there, you know, and then I'd say.
Who's the Chelsea player? I never heard of.
Mason Mount.
Yeah, let's just put Mason Mount anyway. English. That's just my biased one anyway.
Yeah.
I would say best. De Bruyne is up there, Mane is up there. I would say Bruno, because right now he's saving Man U. They'll be shit. Right now they'll be in the dirt if he wasn't fair.
Do you reckon Man United play around Bruno?
Yeah. Nah, he plays around them. Like literally, he instigates everything. Like nah, man. Even today when I was watching the game, man, that guy's actually. If he gets injured, you man are finished.
What about Pogba though?
Nah, man.
No.
Bruno's like a De Bruyne. But Mane as well, when he's on his
Pogba's
phone.
starting to come through, don't you reckon?
What?
That lean has got to his head.
What, you mean, you reckon?
Zeno has
What, you meant
turned
don't
into
rate Bruno? Brother, you meant don't rate Bruno?
I'm a Man United man.
Alright, listen, on my fantasy team, since I slapped him on my fantasy,
Brother.
I'm getting
Brother.
points now. I'm ready.
Go on, let Marcus talk.
Brother.
Lino.
Let Marcus talk.
I heard what you said, but you don't ever do that again.
No.
Don't you ever bring Bruno in the same breath as Kevin De Bruyne.
No, man.
That's different levels.
No, but Bruno right now, man, you're on top because of him, fam.
Brother.
No, but I hear that because De Bruyne as well, Messi at top and he's a man, but Bruno's up there though.
What's the key
He's up
differences
there.
that you see between De Bruyne and
It's all round
Fernandes?
game. It's all round game. Kevin De Bruyne gets stuck in. You understand? Bruno Fernandes ain't getting stuck in. You understand? So what he's going to do is work hard for the team. Don't get twisted. Bruno Fernandes does work hard and will get back in. But what I'm talking about, when you're going to put your body in front of the ball, Kevin De Bruyne will do that. You understand? So people don't really see that man. They could go out right wing and swinging in balls in like he's a winger. You understand? So when you're talking about a guy's ability, he sees something you saw. He sees something you only see at the last second. He saw that 5 moves ago. Yeah, you're talking about a different talent there. But when you mention Bruno, brother, I think you're up there somewhere.
When I've been watching Man U, Bruno pulls strings.
So you don't watch City?
What? No, obviously De Bruyne is up there. That's not the question. My point here for right now, what Bruno is doing for Man United is for me. This is why he's the best right now. But obviously De Bruyne, come on, man.
Okay, I respect what you're saying.
You know what I mean? That's what I said. De Bruyne will be up there. Mane will be up there for me as well.
Nah,
but
not this
Bruno
season,
for what
not
he's
this
doing.
season. Mane for the
in his form.
seasons,
That's what I said. When he's on his top
100%.
game, unplayable.
Because he was Liverpool's best player.
Unplayable. Yeah.
I tell you who my favourite player to watch is though. It's Thiago.
Thiago, yeah.
As I said, like my era is Barcelona in the prime, so watching Iniesta and them lot. So when I watch Thiago, man's just looking one way, he's just cutting passes the next. It's something special. But
do you reckon Liverpool even needed him though?
nah.
What people fail to understand how Liverpool play with
Liverpool don't deserve it.
Huh?
Liverpool don't deserve it. Because the way they boost up Henderson, they don't deserve a baller like Thiago in their team. Like, I can't take man serious. The man who boosted Henderson.
I'll be real, yeah. Hendo's good for what he brings, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't take
He's not a baller,
He
but
gets
he's an
stuck
engine
in and
within
do
it.
the right thing.
He does what needs to be in it.
Yeah.
He
does
that's
what's
an
needs to be
English
in it.
gem, man.
Can I ask a quick question? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not disputing what you're saying,
Yeah.
right? But like this, your guy, Kante, he's not a guy who gets the ball, beats players, blah blah blah. How you sort of it's coming across the same line. So because it's at Liverpool, Henderson, and he's got engine. There's no difference to say Kante's got a good engine, blah blah blah. I believe you respect Kante.
What is? It's the way they put Henderson above certain players. Like,
Yeah, but you have to remember
man is saying Henderson.
English players.
No, but Henderson's different. Like, man has said Henderson is better than Gerrard. Like, I've heard people say that. Like, he's a better captain than Gerrard. I'm just sitting there like,
That's just English, man,
What are you
though.
saying for that?
Yeah, but here what the difference is, that's probably a Liverpool fan as well, isn't it?
I think that conversation
But
not involves me.
But I'll be real,
You're just
Liverpool
looking somewhere
fans.
where I don't know where you're going.
English fans just pick up English players.
Say that again?
No, I'm saying that's probably a Liverpool fan that said that to him as well. But you see, their opinion has changed like the British weather. It's 100%.
No, but they like that to English players.
Yeah.
They gas them up. That's why English players, after a point, they just think they're.
I don't
They're
want
the
you.
best.
Don't flick your eyes at me. I'm not
They're
that
the
way.
best.
Yo. Yeah, that's a nasty.
Alright, let me throw one in there then off track now. Gerrard or Lampard?
Gerrard.
Lampard.
Gerrard, 100%.
Alright. You said obviously Lampard.
200 and whatever goals he's got
Okay.
in the Prem as a midfielder,
Yeah.
and
He never
every
scored- he never scored
big
200
game.
goals in the Prem.
Or 142, sorry, my
No,
bad.
stats,
my
stats,
bad.
man, stats,
But in
stats.
total, he scored
No,
200.
no,
I
no,
corrected
no.
it, but in total, he scored 200 and something goals as a midfielder. Big games, he turned up. Super frank, you know what I mean? Won everything.
Can't deny his numbers.
Barcelona is chipping keepers, left foot,
Can't
you
deny
name it.
Can't deny his
I'm
numbers.
not denying his
Not
numbers.
going to deny his numbers, but the team was built around him. And don't get me wrong, he's still got to finish chances.
Nah, but
it's
you
not
lot-
easy.
you lot-
When you've got Makalele and Essien behind you,
You
you
lot-
ain't got to do
you lot-
nothing else but score goals.
Can we not remember though? Chelsea were buying world-class players, and he stayed in that team.
Yeah, but he's a fan's favourite,
Throughout.
isn't it? Like, I give it to him.
No, but he had to do something to stay in that team though.
But
Nah, he always upped his game.
Listen, yeah,
The season he was top
he
goal scorer
was
from
good.
centre mid.
I can't deny his numbers, man.
But do you know what?
You got
Top goal
Drogba,
scorer.
who's manhandling two defenders, two centre backs. Drogba's dealing with him. Always the same, just arrive at the right time. Like, and don't get me wrong,
That's a
it's
talent.
an art, it's a
That's a
talent. But
talent.
when you're talking Gerrard, I've seen Gerrard play right back. I've seen Gerrard play right wing, left wing, striker, number 9, centre mid, defensive mid. He does it. He's got it all there. He's a different. He's a different level. He's a different level.
Hashtag complete.
Yeah. And I think that's my only argument with Lampard is he's only got one way of playing. And again, what you saw in England when the team wasn't built around his style, it never worked. And I know obviously you put Gerrard in there with it because them two together never seemed to really work. But when you look at Gerrard's overall, do you know what I mean, what he done with, as I said, a Liverpool team which wasn't as strong as Chelsea's team at the
But
time.
then that could be the reason you probably rate him more than Lampard then. Well, because now you're saying that, what he just said, Lampard was always around great players.
Yeah.
So who are you saying, Leroy?
No, I'm saying Gerrard, and because of how they're saying it now, I'm looking in my head now like saying, did Gerrard get more accolades because he was in a struggling team and he was always, or should I say, he was a big fish in a small pond at the time, innit?
And by the way, didn't I
comparison-
say that at the start? Before we got into this,
Yeah.
I said to you that, and I said to you the reason behind it because Gerrard ever went to Man United or at the time when Man United was winning things all the time, or Chelsea, they might have been winning the Champions League year in, year out.
You remember that year
You
he
can't
was
say
going
that
to Chelsea?
because you have to look at the teams
No,
that have been
you
around.
remember that year?
Because
You remember
what
that
I-
year he was going to come Chelsea?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say to you is
Should've.
he carried Liverpool at
Yeah,
the
he
whole
did.
time. So what I'm saying to you is when he needed to come big, this guy came big, you understand? For Liverpool. So when he needed to come big, if he might have been at United or Chelsea, he most probably would have done it and it would have been a lot easier for him. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It would have been a lot easier for him if he did. Understand? I'm talking about at Liverpool when, you couldn't even name some of their players when they won that Champions League. Understand? Who are they? You understand?
Yeah, some good guys
Bishkat.
in that. Yeah,
Bishkat.
he's a good
Yeah,
player.
that's some dead players.
Come on, man.
That was-
You get me?
Yeah.
John Anarisa.
Milan Barros played up front.
Milan Barros, he was alright. Jibril Cisse, all them,
No,
man.
but what I'm trying to say to you
He
is,
wasn't the
when you
best
looked at the
team,
calibre,
Yeah. When you compare that with Chelsea's team, as I said, when
and
you got
United and even Arsenal them times there,
Yeah,
right? You're talking about this man shouldn't even have got anywhere near there. You should have got nowhere near there. And that man there just lifted it. You understand? And that's why I said, I don't even want to talk about this bit here. This is why I feel why certain things struggle at this moment in time. Because, you go to Anfield with the fans,
You can't play.
you can't play there. There's a different atmosphere. And that's why right now, you understand why teams feel like they're alright, because there's no fans.
Do you know what, Marcus?
Now, you lot are missing the fans the most.
One thing, to stop you there, yeah.
Sorry.
Because I heard today when it was a Liverpool United game, the commentators, one of them said they feel like Luke Shaw is starting to play more better now, and they said
I heard him
maybe
say that, Jonas.
it's an effect where the fans are not there, isn't less pressure on him now as a player.
Of course it is.
Do you reckon the fans not being there has a place to play with the players?
Yeah, sometimes, 100%.
And again, what you get, I'm an Arsenal fan, so
Yeah.
I see it non-stop. It's the agenda sometimes. It's like one man must say, boy, you see Willian, blah blah, and then everyone jumps on that and notices it. And before the man ain't even done nothing wrong, and the man's on him. So Luke Shaw was always the scapegoat for Man United, always a scapegoat.
He should never have been that, because obviously when he first got to United, he was decent, but obviously
it's so much pressure because he's English, isn't it?
He had that bad leg injury, and then had a double break and blood clots and all them in his leg,
and then managers like Mourinho don't help it. When Mourinho's calling him out and saying, "Boy, I can only play Luke Shaw on this side when I'm here because I had to talk him through a game."
That's not helping no one.
He gets a bad press.
I can't even lie. It helps some players. Look at Ndombele and all them players. You can only do that with certain players, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to know how to manage different players. One man you can be harsh with, the next man you have to like mollycoddle and suck up to them. And be like, yeah.
And with how generations are now, and I don't think
they're soft in comparison.
This generation is nowhere near as tough as the older generation. So, as I said, I think it was Henri was saying before. He when you made a mistake at Arsenal in the first half, he said if you see Lehmann running towards the changing room, he said you'll know you're getting it. He said Lehmann whistle blow. He said Lehmann takes off. He said you know you made the mistake. Like you didn't mark out a corner or something, so you don't want to go change room. He said because Lehmann's on to you.
Big angry German.
Yeah. And he said he's putting hands on you in the change room. Like he's not playing around. Whereas now, obviously, it's different. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean, though. This is what I mean about these new English kids.
But here, so Marcus, obviously, coming from your background, your ex-pro and whatnot, would you feel that, the fans, looking back when you was playing, did that ever have an effect on how you performed, whether it was positive message or bringing a negative?
Of course, if you're playing good football and you as a person, as a player, is doing really well at that time, the fans will sort of help you get through it. So they give that form of excitement, you understand? So anytime you get the ball, you want to do something, what's going to generate the crowd to get with you, you understand?
Yeah.
So when you ever got that fans no more, you got to remember it's silent, realistically. And, that's like reserve team football now.
Yeah.
What you're playing now, realistically, for these players is reserve team football, where there's hardly any crowd there, and how many people is most at the game? 50 to 100 people who's watching through either club, you understand? So that will make a massive difference. Some people can't play in front of fans. I knew players who couldn't play in front of fans.
Serious?
I'm telling you, they had to play through the reserves, and maybe it took them time before they ended up learning how to play in front of fans.
What do you mean though? Why couldn't they play like?
It's nerves, isn't it?
The nerves, the atmosphere, don't twist it. Through my own experience, I can, I don't want to talk about it with me because it's not about me, but.
Go on.
As I said, I remember my first game and I was playing against Stoke, and we were 2-0 up, and next minute, the manager said to me, John Bett, Marcus, Dave Kitson, you're going on. And we both running up to the side, like we're going to go, and then bang, Stoke scored 2-1. And the next minute, it was 2-2. Just before then, I'm comfortable. I'm ready to go to this football pitch. Now it's 2-2. The gaffer said, get stripped then because you two are going on now. Hey, the nerves that hit me, the nerves hit me different. Like, I sat back down, and he went, "What are you doing? Get stripped." And I went, "It's cool, like, what do you want me to come on?" Right? And I'm thinking, this is my first game, and I'm thinking, what do you want me to come on? The game was like a million miles an hour when I went on that pitch. And it's like, and I was like, yo. This is different. I can see it, and I can remember at Stoke the drums are going boom, 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 and I'm scared. So that alone, could be different for people who's new to the game. Do you understand? So if you're coming, and I'm talking about at Stoke I can remember the crowd exactly was 11,932. Right?
Remember it like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
So 232.
Right, so you're talking about you've got to go and play in front of 20-odd thousand or 50, 40, 60,000, whatever it is. That is pressure. So like what you said about Luke Shaw, he's now got no one playing. He's like playing reserve team football. I'm all right again now. I don't have to worry because if I make a mistake, there's no one getting on my back because you might hear it. And listen, I've got my own fans shouting at me. You understand? And that can get you nervous, you understand?
Also, again, when you've he came through at Southampton, obviously, so it's different, do you know what I mean? Because he's come through the academy.
Yeah.
And also, we all know the fans down south are different to the fans up north. So even that adjustment's massive. So now, when you got, how much does Man United hold?
72,000.
So now you've gone from 20,000 at Southampton to 60,000 who are all gunning for you.
And he was a star boy at Southampton. He was supposed to be a star boy.
And the pressure's less as well, isn't it? The pressure's less at Southampton, so you're not under the microscope the same. At United, Arsenal, Liverpool, the microscope's different on you, isn't it? So
successful clubs. Everybody wants success. These clubs want success. The fans, they're hungry for success. That's all they want. So you got to remember that, you know, these clubs, even like you said 30 years ago, this is all they've seen. You understand? Then for so long they haven't won this. The odd couple, blah blah blah. You see how it is, the atmosphere. You saw when Liverpool won the league. Did you see the streets?
That was crazy.
I mean, not the streets of Champions League, shall I say? When they won it, the streets was mad. You understand? So what I'm trying to explain to you, that them clubs up there is on a different level. You know, it gives you goosebumps. You understand? So I know how it is, and I'm, you know, I just watch those sort of levels there, and I'm thinking, God, how it must be for them players. So when you're now talking about certain football, and you're talking about no fans, you know, it's at ease. You're playing at ease. Luke Shaw now is playing at ease. He's got no one on his back. He doesn't have to worry. You understand? I'm not nothing against him because he's a quality player. You understand? But when he makes a little mistake, what ends up happening now, that mistake's on your mind when you're playing in front of fans. So I don't want to make that mistake again. Because if I make that mistake again, I might come off because it might get to me. Things get to you as a player. You understand? I've seen D-Roy miss in front of a home. I understand. I've seen things.
Whenever you see me miss in front of a home, I want to know why you're trying to give pass off your experiences to me. When was that D-Roy? You used to do that. You used to do that for fun. Am I lying?
Brother. Trust me.
You got a video from the dome? Huh? I'm going to put the dome videos and upload them, boy.
Brother, I'm just trying to say
Forget that, don't worry.
I'm just trying to say to you what we've seen.
Man, trying to draw me out today.
No, I drawed you out because I've seen you do it. You understand? You, Omar, you know, you've cost me medals. You understand?
I've won you medals too. How dare you?
No. Your first medal was through me.
How was it through you?
You get me? You look at yourself now, you've got to be saying to yourself, you know what? Marcus is right. I had to come out the game and bring back medals back to D Road.
When?
I had to medals.
Such a lie.
Well, I come out the game. I come out the pro game and come back and then won leagues again. Since the what? When? You know when? When was your first league title in men's football?
09, when I was when I first started.
Who was you playing?
Huh?
Oh, who's you playing on?
D Road.
Okay, let's give me your face.
No.
Let me hang it, brother.
You're fishing.
No, I'm not listening.
It's alright. I look out for you.
No,
I was trying to bring the youngsters through. You was that guy. You understand? Anyway, sorry, what's the next question, sir?
Just one more thing quickly as well on the Luke Shaw thing. I think it also plays a fact what's come before you. So you look at Luke Shaw, you look at Man United's left back before the main left back. You would say is Evra. So yeah, but if you go further back, so you got a rich history, same as Arsenal, a rich history of certain players. So again, what you find with Mason Mount is at the moment he's doing all right, but he's always going to be compared to Lampard, always. And he has a bit of a down season or whatever else, and then all of a sudden people are going to turn on him. So yeah, I think that also plays a part when you've had some players in positions. You're going to get the comparisons, and again, Luke Shaw's his own player, isn't it? You can't really. I'm not saying people compare him to Evra, but it's almost like when we had Evra, he was doing that and was defensively strong. But he can still get forward and still get you 10 assists and whatever else it was. So sometimes I think for fans it's like. But yeah, for fans, as I said, sometimes we remember like the good times.
4 seasons was 10 assists,
And we expect the same minute from the newer generation as such. So
I think as well, like obviously, like with new generation now. I think a big part of football as well, like, is memes and the social media side. Like, I think more in your time, there's obviously less social media, less memes and stuff. Now, like, if you make one mistake,
I'm not old, bro. I don't know. On a diet next time.
But I reckon, I think that all this memes, it plays a big part. Like, literally, you come off the pitch, and then there'll just be like memes made instantly, and then it's getting sent
over. I think they made it. Before anything now, literally, you see. That's what I mean about this new generation. If you see all of them, if you actually see some of them, you actually think they made it.
Where is he now?
It's not the same club.
Yeah, but at least with Phil Jones, you know he's gonna put his head in the
Anyway,
face. At least he was actually a good player, and then
he went to United.
No, it's not even that. Because
Sorry,
we was bossing at them times there.
Oh, is it? Sorry, my bad.
Oh, cool. 'Cause
Why-
he's got more Premier League titles than.
Yeah, but with him, he was a good player, but he's not.
Who's it?
He's not
In your team?
an amazing
How many
player.
you want?
He's not gonna
Huh?
win,
How
like
many
win you
you want?
He's got
titles.
about 2 or 3.
You smoking?
Nah.
Yeah, for Jones, got a few. You've been there for years, you know.
How long's it been there?
He's been there over 10 years.
Oh, he's got about 2 then.
Yeah.
Saying 2 titles is fair.
Yeah, he was there in Van P days and that, innit?
Mm.
Yeah, but he ain't got more than Milner. But yeah, carry on, yeah.
Yeah, well, so let's touch upon. I wanted to talk about this whole Mesut Ozil situation. What's you guys reading of the whole Mesut Ozil?
Your club's a disgrace.
Yeah, this is why Arsenal never go nowhere.
Trust me, your club's a disgrace.
I'm gonna let you lot talk first and then I'll come through.
Absolute disgrace of a
Yeah,
club.
no, you look bad.
He's actually a good servant. I'll be real. I think there's more to it because I don't care what you say now,
Yeah.
Arteta's a footballer. There's no way he can't not build a team around Ozil.
Why should it be built around Ozil?
I'm not saying, no, I shouldn't say built around, but he couldn't be implemented into the
should be
team.
able to fit
Let's help you out.
No, wait, let's
No,
At
that's
least
what I'm
the
saying.
game.
he could be, he's got so much qualities,
Yeah.
They play with like 2 holding midfielders anyway. So he should just be able to, he could come on, even if it's on the wing, because look, Willian ain't doing nothing.
I don't think it's to do with Ozil and his football ability. I think everyone knows that. I think
That's
there's
correct.
more internal problems within the club why he's gone now.
Yeah, 100%.
So
But that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, go on.
That's what I was saying. I think it's more politics.
yeah.
Because look, even when he left the other day, you know, like normally when the player leaves, they'll put on their social media like farewell, thank you.
To be fair,
They didn't even do none of
no,
that.
but
for
to be
him.
fair, he only signed today, so it's come out today.
Yeah.
Because what happened was he
He's
went to
gone for the
Turkey.
battery, is he?
Yeah, Fenerbahce.
Yeah, he went Fenerbahce, but because of the lockdown restrictions, he had to isolate for a few days, so he couldn't do the medical and sign.
Okay.
So it's officially gone through today. So if you go up today, you'll see there's videos up and stuff. So
Yeah, but you know why they done that? Because of the backlash they got last week.
you know that it's officially gone through today, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying the backlash they got last week when he said his farewells and that, and there's like, rah, you've got up a picture of who is it? Party and all these man,
Yeah.
and you can't even acknowledge that my man's left.
Yeah.
Like the
But yeah.
Arsenal fan base was gunning him, but then also Arsenal fans are just as bad as well.
Toxic.
Very bad. I'll be real. That Arsenal fan TV is bad. At
You know what, I
times.
heard a lot of people talk about
It's funny to watch though.
Yeah, it's very funny to
I
watch.
love it, yeah.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
It's funny. But I'm saying
not good
like,
for the club.
Yeah, it's not good for the club.
I'm
Like
sorry.
sometimes they
You man
say
just need to
certain
sack the
things
owners, man.
and then they'll gun a man down, like they'll bring a man down bad.
Yeah.
I see you flipping, who is it? Troops the other
Xhaka.
week. He was talking shit about
Xhaka
Aubameyang.
gets it the
He was
worst.
talking shit about Aubameyang, but more time he licks his ass.
But do you know what it
He
is?
loves him.
Do you know, I'll be honest. As much as I hear what you're saying,
Hmm.
if them man were performing, Arsenal Fan TV wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah.
It would be there, because again, I guarantee all the other clubs have got fan channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't hear nothing about no one else is because Liverpool performing. So only now you might catch a couple of videos now where certain man might lose their head after 5 games, whatever,
Yeah.
like winning. Do you know what I mean? Man United and Arsenal got the 2 biggest fan channels probably because we're underperforming. So them man are diehard, innit? I'll be real.
Yeah. Arsenal fans got some diehard fans. though.
Them man on AFTV, they travel to friendlies
Yeah.
in Singapore.
Yeah.
Like, them man are spending their own money to go support the
Yeah.
team. I know obviously now it's financially probably benefiting them because they're getting the hits, but even before they were massive,
Yeah.
they were doing that. So
Yeah.
they're
They
They
diehard
would
fans.
have done it anyway.
No, I hear that.
Yeah. So,
They
do you know
would've
what? So
done
if
it
your team
anyway.
performing, then there's nothing negative to
When
say.
you talk about, sorry,
But we've been mismanaged
Yeah.
badly the last how many years? As I said, when you looked at the picture the other day, 190 million worth of players we let go on a free.
Yes.
And that's when you're thinking that's not even
bad business,
including
man.
Wiltshire we bought for our academy. So that's not even including his money on there, do you know what I mean? So players we brought in over the last 10 years just walking out on a free,
Yeah.
like the mismanagement is being massive at
most
Arsenal.
clubs do.
Yeah.
But most clubs do what you're talking about. Liverpool went through it.
Yeah,
You understand? So
yeah.
most clubs go through these sort of transitions. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, we're going
And then
for
when
it.
you talk about, back to the question of Ozil, when Arsenal's going through this bad spell, what you've been going through, and you're watching Ozil's body language,
Yeah.
I can't condone that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you understand? You got.
Yeah.
I'm a manager. I want to be successful myself. I'm a semi-professional manager. If I look at your body language, I don't say nothing to you. What I do, I push you to there. And then you've got to work hard to show me why you need to be back in the team.
Yeah.
So when you look at Ozil, and his body language, hands up in the air, walking around when everybody's trying to get back. You understand? I'm going to get 2 games of you playing well, but then the next 8 is bad. Yeah. So, do I want that in my team? I'm not sure. And then, like you lot said, it might be toxic around the club, because if you're making, what players do is they say whispering this guy's here, and then next minute he's thinking of this manager bad. I had it at my club. And what I do, I take the toxic out, because I cannot afford for you, who I believe this man here is backing me, but because this man here, I'm not playing him as regular as you. He's thinking to himself, nah, I'm gonna say something to him to put him off.
And you can see that with the whole Guendouzi situation. Don't get me wrong, Guendouzi with Alvaro and Lacra and them, man.
Has Ozil ever played a game for Arteta?
When Arteta first came in, he was playing.
Yeah, that's alright.
We had the lockdown. This is where people say it's politics, because obviously you had when he tweeted about the Muslims in China, and obviously we make a lot of money out there. But even after that, obviously Arsenal didn't come out and back him when they should have. But even after that, he still played for Arsenal. Then he came out after lockdown, and this is where my thing is. People were saying this then because he didn't take a pay cut. But I'm saying it might be more than that, because he made the bench 1 game. But again, these times here you weren't training properly. So when man is saying, right, put your numbers up, you got to do your zooms and whatever else, how do we know if he's turning up for them? Or if man is saying you got to do a 10k run, he's come back with a 6k run. And it's all that kind of stuff where you're not seeing. And again, when you watch his relationship with Guendouzi, like all that stuff they've been putting up and been commenting on each other's pages, and I think someone put up the other day, he has a question and answer show, and someone said, who's the most underrated player you played with? And Ozil said Guendouzi. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I love Guendouzi, innit? When he first came in, I said, yo, I would have him in my captain. I love Guendouzi. So I don't dispute it, but again, it's just that kind of way of, because everyone knows Guendouzi and Arteta don't get on, is that Ozil's way of now just keep winding up the situation. Like you're saying, I could believe when the team's picked on the weekend, and then Guendouzi says not in the team, I could believe Ozil will say to him, wow, put him in the team again. What, he's putting my man in front of you. So I can believe all that's going on. Do you know what I mean? And he's a powerful player to a certain degree. And as an Arsenal fan, innit, love Ozil, don't get me wrong. When you watch it, the highlight reels, I'm watching them now, and I'm just like, yo, this boy can ball. But it was, for me, we didn't build a team to complement him. Like, I think if you was to look back, there was a season when Ozil was, just before he got the contract, it was him and Sanchez's contract was running out in there. And Wiltshire went on loan the year before and just come back. And he wasn't starting, Wiltshire weren't playing at the moment. We had, I think, Ramsey and Xhaka, and Ozil was alright. Ramsey got injured, Wiltshire come in, and Ozil's game stepped up, and then he got the 350 of that. And what it showed me is, you need to put a ball player behind Ozil to give him the ball. You need a ball player. So when you've got Granit Xhaka and El Nene, you could put Ozil on the team, he ain't creating nothing, because them man can't get in the ball in the pockets. Got to put a ball player. So once we now release Cazorla, Wiltshire, to a certain degree Ramsey, there's no one going to find him no more. So all of a sudden now his game's stale anyway, do you know what I mean? So you could put him in the team, he ain't going to create nothing, because he needs ball to beat the press with a pass, let me open up the game now. You can't do it no more, do you know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of issues around it. But for me, it's kind of like, do you know what? I don't know if Arteta's the man for Arsenal, but I'm going to happily give him another year, because I want you to just get rid of everything.
I think he deserves that good year.
And do you know what? If you bring a new manager in now,
how long has he been there, a year and a half?
No, just a year. He's been here 1 year.
You want me to be honest? He most probably
won the FA Cup.
Yeah, but what I'm going to say to you, he most probably deserves another 2. Being honest with you.
See
if he can get what he needs to get out.
My thing would be for them, is we bring a new manager in now, we get a little bounce. All of a sudden now, man say, do you know what? Let's keep Xhaka. Do you know what? Let's keep Mustafi. Let's keep this man. And all of a sudden now, a year's time we're in the same situation. So do you know what? Arteta's seen what these men are doing. Let him clear it out. Even if you didn't give him another year, if now he doesn't produce, then cool. Then we can get a new one. But for me, it's like, do you know what? Let's just clear it out now, because we've got so much dead wood in there. Just start again, innit? Like, it's bad in there, bro. I'm looking at that team and I'm saying, I would say there's one man that gets into maybe every team in the Prem, like every top 6, say, and that would be Partey. I think he could probably get in. I don't think he gets in most of the teams. I can't put him in there. I'll be real. I'm saying Partey, for me, be the only man I could comfortably say will walk into Liverpool's first 11
and the left back.
I don't think he gets in there.
I think. No, he won't. I see what you're saying, but I think if Liverpool's full team's fit, I don't think he does either. Still, I've been honest with you. I respect what you're saying.
I'm saying Partey's the one. I would make a claim to say.
You want to take Partey over
Fabinho?
Or Henderson. He's more box to box. Though. So you can keep Fabinho there. Partey.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You would take him over Henderson.
Honestly, where Henderson's come from, it's tough to say that because you know what it is. Henderson's proven in the Prem.
Yeah.
Right now, if I know Party,
if
if I'm going off ability, I might go Party. You understand? But if I'm going off proven, I've got to stick with Henderson until I know what Party's going to do. You understand? So that's the reason why I'm going back.
Apart from him, I can't see any other player getting every team. Say Tierney could get into maybe United, he'll be battling Luke Shaw. Chilwell, he'll have a good battle with Chilwell. He'll get into City's team because they ain't got a left back. Yeah. But he's not walking ahead of Robertson. He ain't walking ahead of
He could be though.
Yeah.
If Klopp has him, you turn him into Rabiot.
Tierney's the only one I'll say, he's levels. Gabriel, again, I think we get into United's team. When your two centre-backs are fit, I don't think he gets in. He'll get into Chelsea. And City, do you know what I mean? He's up and around there. But apart from that, I can't see no one that's really pushing anyone in any of them other top 6 teams. And as much as we got good names on paper, when I look at it, I'm thinking,
your team could be better though.
Don't get me wrong, we should be better than what we're doing, but at the same time, the team's there, then it there's players in there. I'm saying Granit Xhaka, bruv. As I said, when you grow up in the Xavis, the Iniestas, born of Scholesy, born of.
You know what? I swear,
I'm looking at this man.
He's just not consistent. When I saw him against Chelsea,
Yeah, but
I knew you man were gonna win that game. I knew it.
Who's that?
The way we was playing, I said to everyone, you lot watch us be the team that Arsenal was gonna look good against.
Yeah.
And you man, in that down, I said, you lot be careful because you lot thought you lot played good. But you wasn't. We just played rubbish. I'm telling you.
Do you know what it is? I think when he done that, remember when he switched it up at the fans?
All that.
From that point, that's when I just thought, this guy is not for Arsenal.
Yeah, but you know Arsenal fans are toxic.
Yeah, I know, but you as a footballer,
you can't do that.
I believe you should be able to handle that to an extent, innit?
And don't get me wrong, I think what it is for me with Xhaka is he came in as the big hope for us because we always had them borders like Danil, so we had technical players, and it's like, right, we're bringing in a man who's physically going to be able to cope with things and he's going to be
captain.
That leader kind of thing. And again, Kante's gone the same year for less than him, so I'm thinking I've got higher hopes for Xhaka.
Yeah.
And he's come in, and again, what I look at is how many partners have we given him over the years, and we still can't find a good partnership for him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He's had Torreira, he's had Guendouzi, he's had Ramsey, he's had Wiltshire, he's had Cazorla. He's had partnerships, and
we're getting rid of all of them by keeping him.
Yeah, and it's almost like we've had to take out attacking players because he's our DM, but he's not good enough defensively, so we've had to put Torreira next to him. Now it's like, right, Torreira's going to clean up, and then he's going to pass. But he's not a ball player, so it's. Yeah, and I think we've built around him, and it just hasn't worked. You look at all that attacking flair we got rid of, and then people are saying, "Why we're not playing good football?" I'm saying, "Are you seeing what we're working with? You know what I mean? It's not as easy as just we're going to coach to play this way. If you got man that ain't comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, then it's never going to work. Do you know what I mean? There's always going to be get it and pass it the way you're facing. So but with the Ozil thing, sorry, I know we got on a tangent, but with Ozil, I feel. It's just timing, innit? I think he's had a lot of years here. Yeah. Do you know? Sometimes you just got to start again. So that means you've got to get him out, and then you've seen from it, Kolasinac left as well. Yeah. Looks like Mustafi might be going. So that's probably their little clique. Yeah. Socrates was in there as well. That the boys that come from Germany or played in Germany. It's almost like right, get rid of that. I think the next lot will be the Willian and the David Luiz. Kind of try and get rid of that, and then do you know what I mean? The team's now looking a bit fresher, a lot younger as well, innit?
Willian is fresh though, isn't he? As in,
he's fresh at Arsenal, but
that's what I'm saying. And he got a 3-year contract, so I don't think he's someone who's getting rid of. And when you say David Luiz, I feel like, I don't mean it's in no bad way, I think he's been very inspirational.
He's done well for us. No, I'm not bad to say for him.
And when he comes, I feel like, you see now, in management, right, and I feel this is why Arteta doesn't get rid of people like David Luiz. He helps massively in the change room. Do you understand? Experience. So you know where sometimes I want to get something across. Arteta wants to get something across. He doesn't get it across as well. But David might be able to. When I come out the ring, David is like he's mimicking what I want. You understand? Lads, come on. The gaffer wants this. Come on. Blah 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 blah. Why are we giving him 100%? So. This is why why people don't understand what might be happening behind the scenes. You understand? So we can talk bad about whoever we've got to talk about, but the toxic players, David Luiz might be coming to the gaffer and say, "Gaffer, you know what? like I said, doing right, you know. So, you know what, he's sort of bad mouthing you when you're not there, blah, blah. And, you know, I now know. Yeah. I'm building. I want my team to be competing now with the Liverpools and, you know, the Man Cities of the world. You understand? So the only way I'm going to do that is if I get all this toxic out. And that's like, you know, no disrespect to how Mourinho does things.
You got to want to play for me, innit? To be on my team, you got to want to play for me.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to die for me.
His problem was when he was at United was Pogba. You understand? And two lions, but heads. You get me? Who's the king? And Pogba ended up looking that way. You understand? Now, when they realised Ollie had the same problem, Ollie looked at it like, I've got to do it my way. He's most probably gone into the director to say, look, Pogba is this guy, but you need to understand, you know what? He's killing the changing room. You've got to let me do it my way for us to stand half a chance of us getting back up to where I believe United's supposed to be. So now United's Pogba was on that bench for a long time. You get me? And now Pogba's looking.
He's performing.
You understand? So this is what sometimes you have to do when it comes to football. No matter how difficult and how hard things are, sometimes you've got to let the manager manage.
And I think what you see with the Ozil thing is Arteta wasn't the first one to drop him. Do you know what I mean? Emery dropped him and said unless he's performing to how I need him, he can't play for me. But again, it was fan pressure of we ain't playing well, so it's like we've got Ozil, why we're not playing him? And I think he just thought get him back in. So again, once you show your hand in it, so if I'm telling you you need to be getting, I don't know, 80 sprints, like 80 kilometres a game, and he's only hitting 75. But also you think, alright, I'll take the 75. Ozil now knows he could do 70 because you've already shown your hand. So he brought him back in. Then Ljungberg was the same, had him in for a few games, and then the last game with Freddie in it, dropped bare man and said, I'm done. These man here.
100% correct, because all these lot have got things on them. What's telling you what they're doing? How many sprints? I mean, we've got one at my club, and we've got two players that have to wear it again. You understand? And I can tell you how many sprints you've done, what you put in, and I can most say, you know,
you could have done it.
Tina doesn't usually put in that run, but because he's got this thing on now, he's put on that extra 10 runs that he normally would do. You understand? So these guys know, and you know, you're talking at the top level. No disrespect, you're looking at Ozil, who's getting, was it 350 grand? Whatever he's getting. He's most probably said, you know what? Mother, father, don't worry. Every ticket, brothers, you don't have to work again. Listen, what do you need? Yeah, alright, get you that. What?
Paid for the mascot.
You know, he's won World Cup. He's won everything he needed. So you're talking about he's been at the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid, won league, has won Champions League, whatever. He's done everything, and then he's come to disrespect. He's come to Arsenal, where you know what? He's had enough now. Wait, we're not getting where I need. I thought we could. I've got all the assists and blah 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 for so long, but now we haven't kicked on. Then you know. It only works for so long. Then you've got to freshen up things. That's what football is about.
And the game's changing as well. Do you know what I mean? So listen, when we were watching football, when we were young, that number 10 was just that guy that he could just sit in a hole. He ain't got a track back. Do you know what I mean? I've got 8 players behind me doing the tracking.
True.
I ain't got to fight with the centre backs. I just got to find pockets, give me the ball and let me create. Do you know what I mean? It's all I have to do. Whereas now, you look at the new star number 10. They're working hard. Like you look at, say, your Mason Mount, your De Bruyne's. These guys are working. Madison, these guys are working.
You talked about it the other day, did you? Madison talked about it on TV the other day. He said, I had to look at how to make my stats better. You understand? I needed to understand right there how my figures are going to get better to be up there to make myself one of the best players. Basically, trying to say in the world. You get me? So when you see that hunger out of players. This is when you know people's going to go on to better things, or most probably, you understand? And that's, you know, people talk about little things about myself, but I see that in my youngsters as well. What do you want? Your aim should be to be with me all the time. You should always have goals at pushing. That's how I was as a kid. You understand? Wait there, I'm playing semi-pro, and I came from out the park. Then I kept on working, and I would go running every day. People may not know that. I was running every day. I got there, everything changed, you get me? Because there was a lifestyle I wasn't used to, you get me? But, I'll talk about that another time. but what I'll say to you in general, you know, you've got to work hard. And if you work hard, and that's what I see at Arsenal. When Arteta first taken over Arsenal, the running was up there. Everybody's running for him. Because it went there, I lost the ball, It's everybody get back in.
Yeah.
He was hard to break down. Yeah? There's no difference to how United is sort of playing at this moment of time. As soon as that ball breaks, listen, I don't care where you are, just get back in. I've got.
Did you see Pogba today?
Yeah. Edge of the box.
He was
even Cavani
challenging me.
I was surprised. Pogba's not a runner, but today.
And again, I think with Pep, he done it with Aguero, and that's why I say it's not just we picked on Ozil.
Yeah.
When Pep first come in, Jesus was his man.
Yeah.
Because he was doing it. So we all know what Aguero brings, but unless you're gonna do what I need you to do, you can't play in here, innit? And another thing with Arsenal, again, under Wenger, them players were spoiled, innit? Like we played great brand of football, but again, intensity when the game changed, we never changed with it. And when Oxlade-Chamberlain went to Liverpool, and you probably know the story as well, Klopp couldn't believe his fitness levels, how bad they were, and he said he can't play for me until he makes he's got a rise in stats, because at the moment he can't play for me. So when he went to he didn't play for the first few months
But for a long time.
he weren't where he was meant to be, and it showed you how far behind Arsenal were to the new style of football. Do you know what I mean? Wenger was in the game for a lot of years, but I think where Fergie had that bit over Wenger is Fergie always got in a great number 2.
Yeah.
Always got a great, and you saw the years when Fergie didn't
come
have
out, new one
and
come
you saw when
in.
Fergie didn't have a good number 2, they struggled a bit. When he then got his number 2
Squirrels, and we had like a bad 2 years.
Yeah, until you got the next person in, was it Phelan or whatever? Yeah. So again, football changed, whereas Wenger was very much, he controlled everything in the club. So when now you've got to get new dietitians in or new fitness coaches, he's relying on his same man. He wants the yes men in who are going to just do it his way. Yeah. So again, the Ox was the first sign of we're actually really far behind, because he's gone to Liverpool and Klopp saying, oh, like what the man doing over there? Because he is not where he needs to be at all to play for me, and he can't come in this team until he gets the standards up. So that was the first sign of we're falling further and further behind. And again, to me, Arteta's just trying to undo all the bad management over the years. Do you know what I mean? There's been some bad management there, and I think it's going to be a few years until we even look for
2-3 years before you sort of thing, and that's why I said I don't disrespect no one what they're trying to do at this football thing at this moment of time. Ollie's got his brand. Everybody's got their brand. You understand? And don't just you watch the football at this moment of time, and you're saying Liverpool, City are the top teams because of the way they play, the style. I can't compete against that. If I can't compete against that, I've got to defend, and I don't care how ugly it looks. You understand? But if I end up getting a result, no one's going to say how bad it looks. You understand? Because people don't remember the game.
That counts.
They remember the result.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? And that's what football's about. Football's about results.
Of course.
You understand? And until people really understand that, I might not agree with one of my friends who keeps on talking about the style of brand and football they play, and we get results. I don't agree with it. You understand? Because I want you to know that I play good football. Yeah. You understand? But if it works for you, who am I to argue with you? Do you understand? Yeah. So it's how things go. Sorry.
So following him.
It might have been mine.
Boys, we're going to go on to the last question. We're going to be over time, but it's cool anyway. Who is winning the Premier League this season?
Go on.
No,
say it with chest. Say it with chest.
D-Ray?
You mean? United, man. Current form.
On current form?
Man United's winning it.
Yeah? Don't think it'll slip up?
I hope not, but...
Fernandes might, break a leg or...
Don't say them things. Don't expect on people. I'm saying that I've got to back my team to the end, innit? So I'm going with United.
Obviously, we touched upon, Fernandes has been a big part of your season. Do you think without Fernandes, things might be a bit different for you guys?
Who knows? You can't. Facts. It's if buts, innit? We can only deal with what's here right now. We're top of the league.
We're not saying facts, it would have been different.
Facts.
You can't say facts. How can you say facts? Can you see into alternate things?
Every game, he's the one that assists.
I'm asking you a question. Can you see different scenarios?
Well, bro, all I see every game.
No, I'm just asking the question. Please just ask. Don't go around the question. Ask the question.
No,
can you see different scenarios?
No.
Okay, so how can you tell me that will be facts that we won't be here?
Because I can tell you that because he is the one that it all starts from him. If he has a bad game, you don't win.
But he's had plenty of bad games.
Which one didn't you win?
Huh?
Which one? Which one? Which bad game did he have?
He hasn't had a good game for about a month.
But he's still been getting assists and still doing the key moments. I'm telling you, fantasy team, since I put in my team, 20 points minimum.
What, a week?
A week. Check it. I'll show you facts. Facts.
Right, I better get facts.
I just overtook you. I just overtook you as well.
Do you know what?
Just now.
Do Do you know what
And I didn't even know how to use it. Just to say, I didn't know because I thought transfers were free.
Do you know what I say about Bruno? Sometimes it's a culture thing, isn't it? He might not be able to have to play no more, but what he's instilled in that team should carry on.
Even off the ball, off the ball, the way he treats all them players and that.
Even if you look at Pogba,
they all say it.
If you look at Pogba, innit, like, do you know what I mean? He was doing bits here and there. The consistency wasn't there. Good game, bad game. Don't want to defend. And it's like, all of a sudden, now you look at Bruno, you're thinking, yo, how can I not do that now? He's still putting up numbers and putting out quality, but he's still working hard. So I ain't got the excuse of saying, look, if I work hard, I can't give you the quality, because now you're looking at De Bruyne and Bruno. So I feel he's had a massive impact on you, man.
Massive.
But I'll never say that he hasn't had a massive impact. What I was just saying with Tino, like, you can't tell me, because no one knows what would have happened, innit?
No, if I got today's game, you lot will still score 2 against Liverpool without him on the pitch. Because he done the last piece.
Yeah, but do you see what I mean about him though? He'll come on and he'll win you the game. Either by himself or he's...
But look at him on Sunday just gone. He was good against Liverpool. Yeah, he weren't good. He lost the ball. I think he almost lost the ball as many times as Trent did.
That was the only game you man were lucky to even win that one, because he had a bad game. I'm telling you, if Chelsea had a Bruno right now, it'd be different. That's what we like. Someone who actually... If you see, do you know what he really stops you man from doing? Passing back.
I'll tell you what, when you talk
back.
about Chelsea, I don't know if it's fully that. I think, what's his name, Lampard's problem is, he keeps on playing Aubameyang when Giroud plays well for him.
Abraham.
Abraham, sorry. Sorry, I took about it.
You know it is though. You see Chelsea, they pass back. You know the difference is, even when I watch Man U now, you don't try passing the gaps or in the pockets or try. You know what I mean? Try to take risks. Chelsea, if you watch them, all they have is right back, centre back, left back. If it's not in the transition, it goes straight back, and they do that all game. There'll be times I'm watching them, we're in the final third, in the box, 3 passes, we're back to the centre back.
Sometimes you think that man's going to take a risk, innit? But again, this is where football's too much about numbers, because what people would then turn around and tell you is, but if you look at Jorginho's numbers, he had 98% possession, 98% pass completion.
But when you're watching it, it's...
Yeah, but it's simple passing, isn't it? Xhaka will give you 100,
but Jorginho at least still try, because you try to get the ball and at least pass forward. Without Jorginho on the team, go back.
Chelsea's problem, like Lampard, he brought in so many players of a similar mold.
Pace.
So obviously he's brought in Werner, who realistically... he's decent out on the wing, so he could play there. But then you've got Pulisic out there as well. Then you've got Hudson-Odoi. Then he's brought in Ziyech.
Then he's got Havertz.
Then he's got... But then he's got
Havertz. He's missed a lot of chances though.
Yeah, he has. But obviously...
But he's still got 9 goals as well.
What I'm going to say, I think he's suffering from that... There's like the Fernando Torres effect. So you see how Liverpool played for Torres... Like, they played to his strengths. When Torres went to Chelsea...
You had to come and fit in.
Yeah, you had to fit in and conform to how we play.
And that's
why Werner's struggling now.
And you're 100% right. If that's not... No disrespect to Werner, he was going to be better at Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they play
so they played a pressing high tempo game. Was it Lisbon?
Yeah, Lisbon.
Yeah. When they played a high tempo game, so that when he went to Liverpool, he'd have fit in okay.
He'd be like Jota.
Yeah, but because he's gone to Chelsea, he doesn't play that sort of game and stiff. You know, like
they got no. You see, without Ziyech, no creativity. No one man. No one will pass to a man that's in front of the goal, facing them. No one will do it once.
Also, what you find though, innit, with the Prem, teams are sitting.
Yeah,
especially against Chelsea.
Teams sitting. Arsenal all the time in it for years. It was just we play against Arsenal, bank up, and they can't break you down. And again, that's why certain man with that pace. Again, we watch German football, like it's open. Like it's a high top, it's open, so them runners can get in all day long. So I think that has an impact. Plus, again, it's a big transition for Chelsea.
Like, you know what's funny? I watched Tottenham versus Liverpool, and I watched Tottenham versus Chelsea. Liverpool, that game looked like no matter how deep Tottenham sit, they're going to make chances over and over. Against Chelsea, two chances. We might not make a chance.
But you see what you said.
Just do this 90%.
When you talk about like Liverpool's game, when you said that like team sit back against Liverpool, Liverpool hope to get that goal early, because when you get that goal early, you have to come out. So realistically, Liverpool usually gets 2-3 because of that sort of situation. So when teams sit back, and that's why Mourinho thought, wait there, we'll sit back because Liverpool beat Tottenham. Was it 2-1?
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah, Liverpool struggled since that game.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch after, it's like, wait there, Mourinho he seemed to get some form of joy against Liverpool, realistically, because Liverpool wasn't really making anything, creating much or blah blah. Liverpool has struggled to create, realistically. They have created chances, what sometimes should have been a goal, but it's not the chances what they created 8-10 chances what normally a goal. You understand? But now it's got down to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Understand? So the football's a funny game.
So going back
especially
to the question,
in England as well.
Going back to the question, obviously D-Roy is saying United. Who you saying? Obviously Liverpool fan, going on form, how they're playing now. What you just said.
If I go on,
if you're being honest,
no, I've got no reason to not be honest. You know, I still think it's that Liverpool and City. I do. As much as United. United. I feel United's going on a great run, but I feel they're going to have to change their style sooner or later.
Why not?
We need to see it when they.
Because I feel they're going to come up against something sooner or later where teams are realising, wait there, this is what we're going to do against United. You understand? So people take things. You got to remember, these guys have got all video stats, everything you need to know at their disposal. Yeah. So you got to remember, anything you know about them, I most probably know about them at this level. So they're going to be looking at these teams, looking at a way how to break down Man United. Man United like to sit in, but when they play against the poor teams, they come out more. Do you understand? And I think it's going to be more the poor teams who upset them, because Fulham should have beat them the other day.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Fulham should have beat United.
Yeah.
You get me? It's only because they were missing chances. Fulham, because Man United thought we're playing Fulham.
You got to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at it in this sense. At the end of the day, like we said, they got the results, and that shows the kind of performances of champions when they can play bad and still get a result.
But we need to see when the honeymoon period is over. Because right now, it's all good when everything's going good, but I always like to see teams when it's going bad. Like Chelsea, 6 games ago we was first, then it started going bad. We still ain't had a response. Man United right now.
You reckon Chelsea
will win
top
at the beginning of the season?
Top 4? Come on, man, you know me, man.
We're gonna win top 4.
Yeah.
You
know how Chelsea works. You better improve or we sack you. You better improve or we sack you. But you think Arsenal fans are toxic. We like to win.
Yeah.
Lampard will give him his chance. He deserves it. So if he gets a year,
especially when
if he doesn't, I don't even mind.
Especially when you guys have got money there, it's not really.
That's what I mean. If they fire him, I'm not gonna be upset because the way he's playing, I'm upset and I have to take everything. So if they say they fire him, cool. We wanna win him.
So. Gamza, who are you saying to win the league?
City.
Yeah.
City, yeah?
This guy don't want none of these man winning. Now I think City have got that know-how. Yeah. I think what they got over Liverpool. I think you compare 11's first 11 against Liverpool's first 11, everyone fit. Do you know what I mean? It's very equal, but City's got that bit more depth in their squad. Aguero's coming back. They ain't had him all season, and they're still getting through games. So I think once he's now fully fit and firing, he's going to make a big difference.
And that Foden, he's a boy.
Yeah, they got players. Serious, they got players. I think so. I think my money's on them this year. I think that Van Dijk injuries hurt Liverpool more than I thought. Yeah. To be fair, I thought they would still get through, but I think with Gomez going out, is Joel Matip injured as well? Was he back now?
He's been very inconsistent as in injuries.
So I've got to go with City. To be fair, I've got to go with City.
City,
Yeah.
Tino, who you saying?
City, Liverpool, man.
Pick one.
Probably City, just because right now they got a game in hand. The way they're looking, they're going to be top.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool's a bit up and down right now, but it's probably Van Dijk.
Right. Well, guys, that's a wrap. It's been a good show. It's our first show. Going forward, we are going to continue this on a weekly basis. And I hope everyone enjoyed it and stay tuned for more content.
Can we get this earlier in the day though?
That's
right now.
That's what I said. It's more my fault. I think it's more my fault, anybody.